The issue in the present case would be whether the notice sent by the husband is effective in severing the legal joint tenancy of the property. The law on severance of legal joint tenancy would be first to look at Section 8.1 of the CPO. According to Section 8.1 of the CPO, a joint tenancy of an estate or interest in land may be severed at law only by a notice served by a joint tenant on the other joint tenants or by an instrument. Then, Section 62(1) of the CPO further provides that the notice must be in writing. This is not in dispute in the present case, as the latter is already a written notice. Also, Section 62(3) and 4 provide that the notice can be sent by post or letter at the last known place of abode or business in Hong Kong of the other joint tenants. Where it is sent by post, it is sufficient if it has been duly posted to the other joint tenants, even if it is not received by them. An issue here may arise. If the husband has knowledge that the wife no longer worked in the law firm, would the service of notice still be effective? In a UK case, Harlem and Kessner, the court held that service in that case was valid. There, the landlord put a notice through the letterbox of the demised premises when the tenant was in prison to the landlord's knowledge, and when the tenant's solicitors had requested the landlord to correspond directly with them. The court in Kinch and Bullard affirmed this position, that even though the sender knew that the addressee was in prison at that time, the service of notice was valid. The judge said, "It seems to me that it is one thing for the sender of a notice to take advantage of a statutory provision such as Section 196(3) simply to effect service, while merely knowing that the addressee will not for some reason but be at his place of abode or business when the notice is served there, or indeed for some time thereafter. Any well-advised potential addressee who is to be absent from the premises can normally make arrangements for someone to be in the premises or to visit the premises from time to time for the purpose of collecting and, where necessary, opening incoming mail. It can be argued by the husband here that it would be reasonable for the wife to arrange her colleagues in receiving mail for her, and it would be unreasonable for him to take positive steps to inquire on whether the notice has been served effectively, especially given their hostile relationships. Coming back to the issue whether the notice is effective in severing the joint tenancy, the law here is that, according to the case Harrison-Goddard, the written notice must express a desire to sever immediately and not a desire to sever at some point in the future. In this case, since the husband has expressly mentioned that the notice is effective 3 months from the date it sent the notice, it does not constitute an effective notice to sever the joint tenancy, and therefore the husband and wife still hold the property as joint tenants.
Created using PowToon.